Mrs. Palmer, are you going to start recording?
Yes, I am. Okay, Aaron, number 6, please. All right, boys and girls, it'll be helpful to me if you turn your cameras on so I can actually see that you're with me in class and I'm not just like calling on you and you might not be at your computer. So Aaron Cooper, where are you at? Go ahead and unmute, Aaron.
Okay.
Okay, what did you get for number 6, Aaron?
I said 8.11.
Oh, maybe you were still muted when you said it. That's correct. Good job. Number 7, Connor.
0.98.
Good. Number 8, David C.
Number 8. 25/50ths.
Where'd your decimal point go?
25 and 50.
Yep, 25.50. Good. Number 9, David N. This one's a little trickier.
9. Yeah, that one was interesting. 6 100ths, 0.06 because it's not in the double digits.
Good. Very good. Yes, you have to do 0.06. If you just said 0.6, that would be 6/10, like we did the section before. So good job, David N. And number 10, David S. You have to write this 3 ways for number 10. All right. David S., you're muted.
Sorry, what?
Number 10.
I couldn't hear you because I accidentally muted everything else. So,
Oh, okay.
what is it?
You're doing number 10 for us.
Okay. There are 100 pennies in a dollar. What fraction of a dollar is 61 pennies? Write it as a fraction, as a decimal, and in word form. 61 hundredths.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
0.61.
Mm-hmm.
61 tenths. Or that's supposed to be hundredths.
Hundredths, yeah. And I wanted to point out to you guys, at the end of hundredths, make sure you have that THS. It's not hundreds, it's hundredths. Okay? If you don't have the TH, that's hundreds, so that's something different. So 61 hundredths. All right. Okay, that was your homework. Good work, guys. And you didn't have to do number 11. We're going to do the next page together. Page 506. Number 1, Gavin. What decimal represents the shaded part of that model?
The shaded part. 1, 2, 3. 83
Just 83?
or 83 hundredths?
Yeah, 0.83. What decimal? So if I just write 83, that's going to be the number 83, but I want 0.83, 83 hundredths. Good.
Oh, it said the decimal.
Number 2, Sod. Can you read it and then tell us what you think the answer is?
There were 100 questions on a unit test. Alondra answered 97 of the questions correctly. What decimal represents the fraction of questions Alondra answered correctly? 0.97.
Very nice. 0.97. Okay. Number 3, Taryn. Taryn, they want you to write an expression equivalent. So this is something we've done before. They want you to break apart 7/8 into like things you could add to get to 7/8.
Okay. 3/8 plus 4/8.
Perfect. Good job. 3/8 plus 4/8. That works. Now, of course, that's not the only correct answer. You could say 1/8 plus 6/8. You could say 1/8 7 times, like 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8, right? 3/8 plus 2/8.
Wait, number one's number. Oh no, you can keep going. I'm sorry.
Okay, number 4, Yash. What is 9/10 minus 6/10, Yash?
3/10?
Yes, good. Number 5, Aaron. Aaron, Misha used 1/4 of a carton of 12 eggs to make an omelet. How many eggs did she use? Aaron, do you remember what we do when we see the word of in math? What does of mean we should do? When we see of,
Subtract.
do we add, subtract, multiply, or divide?
Subtract.
No, not subtract. We multiply.
Add.
It's multiply. Okay?
Oh.
So you're going to do 1/4 times 12. Okay?
Okay, 1/4 times 12
What do you get?
is 12/4.
Good. Now, can you simplify that? How many times does 4 go into 12?
4 goes into 12 3 times.
Good.
So 3.
But
3
not-
and 1. It's 3, Dad. There's 3.
3 eggs. Good. Okay. All right. Connor, you're up next. Kurt used the rule add 4, subtract 1 to generate a pattern. The first term is 5. Tell me something else that would be in the pattern. Okay, Connor, are you with me? Connor?
8. 8.
8 works. Good. If I start at 5 and I add 4, I get 9. Subtract 1, I get 8. And maybe you said 11. Maybe you added 4 and subtracted 1 and said 11. Maybe you said 14. Okay? Because it didn't say you had to have just the next one. But I like 8, Connor. That's very good. All right. Nice work, gang. All right. I want you to turn now to page 509. Okay, 509 is in our next section. We're going to be talking about equivalent fractions and decimals. All right, we've kind of been doing that anyway, working with our tenths and hundredths. So I think this part will be fairly easy for you. Number 2, our directions say write the number as hundredths in fraction form and in decimal form. So number 2, our problem is this. You guys see this in your book, 7/10. They want us to write an equivalent fraction in hundredths. Okay. So next to that, I want you to put an equal sign and then blank over 100. All right. So to make equivalent fractions, we have to say 10 times what gives me 100? And that would be 10. So whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do the same thing to the top. So I'm going to multiply 7 times 10 also. Okay, David C., what will I get when I multiply 7 times 10?
70 10.
I get 70. Yep. So now I have 70 over 100. So what I'm saying is 7/10 is equal to 70 over 100. They're the same thing. Okay. And they want me to write that as a decimal also. So I'm going to say, okay, 70 hundredths, we did that. That's 0.70. So here's the 2 answers you're going to have for number 2. Okay. Number 3, you guys see 0.5. They want us to write that as 100th. Well, I know that 0.5 equals 5/10, so I'm going to write that down first. 5/10. But the directions ask me to write it as 100th. So now I'm going to change it into 100th. Okay. David N., 5/10 is equal to how many hundredths? What goes in the top there, David N.?
50 hundredths.
Good.
Because that just comes in 1/2.
50 hundredths. And how could I write that as a decimal, David N.?
0.5.
Yep, 0.5 or 0.50, either way. Good job. Okay, and we're going to do number 4 also. Number 4 is 3/10, and we have to change that into hundredths. David S. 3/10 equals how many hundredths?
30 hundredths.
Good. And how would you write that as a decimal?
0.30.
Good. Good work. Okay. We're going to move on to number 5. This time they give us 0.40. So I know that that is 40 hundredths. Okay, so I'm going to say for number 5, that's 40 hundredths, but they want me to write that in tenths. Well, 40 hundredths, how many tenths would that be? Now I have to divide by 10. 100 divided by 10 is 10. 40 divided by 10 is 4. So 40 hundredths is the same thing as 4 tenths. And then in decimal form, 0.4. Okay, so that's your number 5. Number 6, we have 80 hundredths. Okay. Gavin, 80 hundredths equals how many tenths, Gavin? Go ahead and unmute, Gavin.
Okay. 8 tenths,
Good. 8.
right?
And how would I write that as a decimal?
0.08.
Well, just 0.8 because it's just 8 tenths. All right. So if I did 0.08, that would be 8 hundredths. So just 0.8. All right. Number 7, we have 20 hundredths, and we have to turn that into tenths. Sod, how many tenths is that equal to?
2 tenths
20?
or 0.2.
Yes, 20 hundredths. It's the same thing as 2 tenths or 0.2. Okay, we're going to go down to number 8 because these are more of the same. All right, I want to make sure we have these in our minds. Number 8, this time they give us tenths and we have to turn it into hundredths as a fraction and a decimal. So number 8 says 8 tenths. Okay, and Taryn, you're next. I want you to turn 8 tenths into hundredths.
Okay. So would we do, we wouldn't have to like add a 0 to the 10th, right?
No, well, can you see my whiteboard? All right, so I'm going to say 10
Okay,
times 10 is 100. What is 8 times 10? Good. Whatever we do to the bottom, we do the same thing to the top. So 80 hundredths. And how do I write that as a decimal, Taryn? Oh, you're muted again, Taryn. 80 hundredths. How do I write that as decimal?
Sorry. 0.80. And then add 2.
That's it. That's good. Okay. I'm going to go down to number 11. So we're just going to skip over 9 and 10. I'm going to go to 11. And I'm going to go to Yosh. Sorry, Yosh. There's someone outside, so my dog's going to be barking. 60 hundredths. They want us to turn that into tenths. Okay.
Okay, so that's 6 tenths
Good. And how do I write that as a decimal?
and 0.6.
Very good. Good work. Okay. Number 14 we're going to. Number 14, it says write the number as an equivalent mixed number. Okay. Number 14, they give us 1 4 tenths, and they want us to change that into hundredths. Okay. So 1 4 tenths equals 1 and how many hundredths? So you're really just changing 4 tenths to hundredths. Aaron, what do you think goes in that blank spot there? Wait, no, Aaron, you were unmuted, but now you just muted back. So that's good. All right. What are we missing, Aaron?
So 40, 100.
Yeah, very good. 1 and 40 hundredths. Like that. 1 and 40 hundredths. Very good. Okay, number 15.
Wait, I can't see you. You pause. Thank you.
Number 15. Connor, 3 and 5/10. Change that to hundredths.
3 50 hundredths.
Yes, very good. 3 and 50 hundredths. And the last one, David C. Number 16.
Yeah.
2 and
Yeah.
9/10. What would that be,
Number
David C?
16.
Number 16.
What noise? Yeah.
Number 16. 90 100.
Yes, good. 2 and 90
Sorry.
hundredths.
What's our homework?
Hang on. Okay, so we finished that up. You guys did great. Your homework is 511. And yes, I do want you to do number 9. Okay, it's the right problem. Sometimes we cross it off, but we're going to keep it. So your homework is page 509. Okay, there's numbers 2 to 8 or 2 to 9. So you have 8 problems to do. Okay. All right. That's it, guys. Have a wonderful day.
Miss Palmer.
Yeah.
Miss Palmer.
Yes.
I already did those. We did those together.
Mrs. Palmer.
Are you sure it's not?